Hello, welcome to the Comic Bros Authority podcast, where two brothers read and discuss comics and graphic novels and go into a deep discussion about them. I'm your host, Andre, and with me is my brother from the same mother, Miles.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing today?
I am doing all right. Tired, but I am okay.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah, I have just been a vegetable for the last couple of days. I went to a music festival the other day, and it was nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Can I ask you a question?
Whoa, what?
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
You know what? Honestly, no, but people at work do call me Morning Star.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true. They do. Because yeah, I'm a devil. I really am.
Oh, I thought you were just a morning person.
Well, no. I'm also very beautiful. There's that.
Oh no.
All right. So for today's episode, we are going to get into a recently released book. It's by two creators who I have loved over my comic book reading, quote unquote, career. Yeah, it's going to be Houses of the Unholy by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, with colors by Jacob Phillips.
Oh, Jacob Phillips did the colors on this.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, he's
Dude.
a multi-talented.
Hell yeah. It runs in the family.
Sure does. Honestly, like, even if you check out like Jacob's work on his own when he's not doing anything regarding his dad, oh God, I love it.
Yeah, like that Texas Blood.
Yeah, with Chris Condon writing it, it's a fantastic book. The Ensfield Gang Massacre, that is a tie-in to, or not a tie-in per se, but it takes place in the same universe as that Texas Blood.
We should cover it someday because I really like that first story.
Oh, have you read the other ones?
No, I just read the one you let me borrow.
Oh, well, okay, well, yeah, there's 2 more volumes after that. You should definitely read them.
All right, sweet. What is your history with Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips as a team?
So I was first introduced to Ed Brubaker, I believe, when he was writing Uncanny X-Men. And Sean Phillips, I was introduced to him when he was doing Marvel Zombies. So then I think we were just looking, and then we recognized the names when we saw the comic book Criminal that was being published through Marvel's what is it, Icon?
Yeah, it was
imprint.
Icon.
Yeah, their Icon imprint for creator-owned projects. And that's when I first learned of, them, being together, this fantastic duo just writing these crime stories. And ever since then, every time I see them on a book, it makes me want to go and read them because they're well suited for each other. And, they have a lot of history. I'm not sure how long before Criminal that they've been working together, but it's always been something that has that I actually really like because they've been paired together for the last like 20 plus years.
Yeah, it's going on 20 years because their first book together, I believe, was Slater from Wildstorm.
Okay.
And from that point on, these two, every time you see their name on the story, you're going to get something good. You're going to get something fucked up. My past with them was, like you said, just seeing them do stories separate from each other, but Criminal, when that was the first independent comic book, the first non-superhero book I've ever picked up. So I was like, all right, let's go ahead. And that's when I kind of fell in love with crime noir as a genre in comic book form. And I just thought that pairing, they just know how to work so well off each other. And I've been following them ever since. I've read mostly everything that they've done.
Do you remember that superhero one? That independent superhero comic book they did together, Incognito.
Yes, yes, I remember that. That's all right. So I didn't read Incognito, Fatale, and is it Night Fever?
Oh, Night Fever. Yeah, yeah. Night Fever was that released about a year ago or so, but it's pretty good. It's it's honestly such a simple story. It's very on it's that kind of genre like Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Great.
if you are a fan of the Talented Mr. Ripley, I think Night Fever is definitely a book that you should pick up and read.
Oh,
And yeah, and just that gritty art style that Sean Phillips has really like leans into, what I believe it was like 1980s Italy. Or France.
oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I read it a while ago. Anyways,
Well, I mean, going back to Houses of the Unholy, I mean, it does take place in the 1980s, or at least part of it. So, brief description of what it's about. Um, oh
it's
yeah,
about the private investigator getting into well, she kind of gets wrapped up into this whole conspiracy that has to deal back to when she was a kid and her parents dealing with the satanic panic, and basically all like her past catching up to her.
yeah. That's exactly it. Thank you for taking the words out of my mouth.
I took them from your mind, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting because you get like kind of two dueling. You get from her perspective, you get kind of two dueling timelines here. You get her present day, where her current case or the case she's thrusted into is taking her down this road of the satanic cult, while the past kind of deals with her and her trauma from everything going on with the satanic panic, which I thought was just totally cool. And it's kind of funny because um what is there's a lot of media out this year that had to deal with kind of making fun of the satanic panic thing in the 80s. Like I know Maxine was one of them.
Oh,
um
really? I haven't
yeah,
gotten
yeah.
around to it yet.
Oh dude, watch it. It's good.
Yeah,
um
it's on my radar. I'm just waiting for it to come on streaming.
oh, of course. um no, but yeah, I just thought it was like funny that there's just like a lot of things that are going on about like Satanism and satanic cults and everything like that this past year. So when this came on, it was just released and I picked it up, but I was just fully into it. What did you think of the story?
I thought it was wonderful. To be honest, I didn't know it was coming out until I looked at um, my list of comics, and then I saw Brubaker Phillips collab came out, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, like let's go for it. So luckily enough, my boyfriend went and picked me up a copy of it, and yeah, I read through it so fast because
Right?
it's greatly yeah, it's greatly paced. It's a lot of fun, and I really like the concept of having that trauma and having all of that come back to you, but like also getting the little vignettes showing in the past of what happened with her, and basically how our main character was pretty much the cause of all that drama that was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
mean,
there
you want to talk about being fucked up.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
pretty fucked up.
Yeah, so basically this I mean, getting into the story a little bit, I don't want to like get too much into going beat by beat with it since it's fairly new, and I highly advise everyone to go check out the story. You already have my raving review of it. It's go get
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Oh, mine too. I think it's some of their best work. Uh, I really liked, the one before this, Where the Body Was,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, something about, just like satanic cults and, just everything that happened that really resonates with me. I guess because I had a similar upbringing to the main character.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, we both did.
Oh yeah.
Being growing up Pentecostal Christian.
Oh, is that what our thing? We're Pentecostal.
Yeah, it's pretty much like laid back Christian, not like
Oh,
uptight, like skirt can't go past your ankles kind of deal. It's not like that. It's more of like, yeah, it's pretty laid back.
right. Okay. Yeah. So getting into the story. So Natalie Burns, um, at a young age, she kind of gets wrapped up in this whole thing. Like this daycare was performing satanic rituals and sexual abuse on these children, a group of them. Then what were they called? The Satanic Six.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they went ahead and they made all these allegations towards the teachers and everything with far reaching effects to their hometown and the lives around them. And it became a deeply traumatic experience because she was only like 5 years old and she had to say all these outlandish things. And so that catches up with her in her future as an FBI agent comes looking for her as some satanic cult is hunting down the Satanic Six, and she's on their list, and she has to go find them, um, off the books with this FBI agent to take down this cult. And that's where the story gets wild. So that's where you have the parallel timelines going on. You have everything going on current day as she's constantly she's smoking weed. So she's a stoner, which I like, but she's not doing like your typical stoner shit. She can handle it.
Yeah, and that's what's really what I really like about it too. It doesn't demonize, marijuana like a lot of,
Yeah.
other things do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so then we have that, and then we have her like as she's kind of like recovering her memories back then in 1989. And what's so interesting about this is that when I was reading it, I was thinking about the McMartin preschool trial. Have you heard about that?
No, no, enlighten me, please.
Okay, so in Manhattan Beach in 1983 at the McMartin preschool daycare, um, 350 children said that they were sexually abused and they were being performed, there's rituals being performed on them by Satanist groups. um and
Wow.
yeah, so this
Jeez.
was exactly. But the thing about this is that it was just so outlandish. Like what happens in the book too is just like these kids, they just have such vivid imaginations. One of the kids said he can fly. Another kid says that to to get to the secret tunnels underneath the school, the teachers have to flush him down the toilet. Um, and
Yes.
and so while they were doing all this stuff of the trial and the allegations and whatnot, and even interviewing, examining the children, it was just like everything was against the school. They were taking their side of the story, even though the children were like making up some really wildish claims. And funny enough, it's just like the main character Natalie Burns' mother was very into it. She's very like, oh, these are demons. There's all kinds of like satanic shit going on. There was this one mother who, where it started, that was what was going on with them. There
Okay.
was, yeah, so there's a lot of parallel between that real life incident and what happens in the story with Natalie's past.
And do you think that Brubaker, well, Brubaker and Phillips uh, are they credited both as like story in this?
I don't think so. I think it's just Brubaker. I mean, you take a look right now.
But if anything, I think it might be just because they're longtime collaborators. So they may have taken, you know, inspiration from what happened in what was it, Manhattan Beach?
Yeah, Manhattan Beach here.
Right here, like a couple miles away from us.
Yes,
Oh
exactly
God.
that Manhattan Beach.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. So it was like really crazy, and they even mentioned this in the book.
Yeah.
So there's this book that's even in this story here, Houses of the Unholy. It's called Michelle Remembers. So in there, this woman, she kind of remembers all these past traumas, and I say that in big quotes because it's been debunked since.
Hmm.
And I guess her doctor, eventually her husband, uncovered all these memories of past traumatic abuses, and stuff like that going on, dealing with Satanists. Um, and so it has since then, and it has been debunked. And I forget when the book came out. It came out in the early '80s, but yeah, that apparently it was such a big hit that it kind of really kickstarted this whole satanic panic going on in this kind of like moral play within American society at the time. So I when I was reading up on that, because she even went ahead and interviewed some of the children from this trial that I mentioned before, the McMartin trial. Um,
Wait,
it's totally
the actual woman interviewed some of the children?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. I know, fucked up.
I know, right?
Yeah. So when it comes to all that stuff, and it's so funny because it's also presented here in Houses of the Unholy, where they start mentioning children are reading it, and I guess this kid really gets so far invested in it, which really kicks off, what happened and how it ruins, the lives of the adults who were innocent and didn't do anything to harm these children.
Yeah, I think it's really good the way Brubaker and Phillips kind of draw on her trauma. Like when she's
Yes.
riding in the car and all she sees is a pair of feet dangling.
Ooh,
And it,
yeah.
yeah, like that really shook me to my core. Just that imagery is just very powerful. And it just shows, like, I mean, with Natalie, the main character, she's really, she's kind of a pot smoking, I don't care what happens, I'm just trying to get paid kind of private investigator. Uh
Yeah, with the dark
but
past.
yeah. Yeah. Nothing's gonna change.
Nothing's
Nothing's
gonna
gonna change
change.
here.
You don't know what happened to me. And it's so cool because this plays on like noir tropes and everything like that too. Like you have, this PI with this grizzled PI who's seen so much in life, who instead of smoking cigarettes, she's smoking pot, so she can, like, instead of drinking,
Yeah,
it plays on like
she
that.
has she has one vice instead of another.
Yeah, and then you have the FBI agent who has like a chip on his shoulder, who wants to do things off the books and try to solve this case.
And that's what I really appreciate about this book, is that it really flips the script on what you normally see from like a crime noir story.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's then that's what I like about it, because it's dealing with a very taboo subject, but still mixing it into the genre very well. And I have to say, when it comes to Jacob Phillips colors, you have your cool tones. In the present day, there's a lot of blues. Everything's kind of like, yeah. I mean, everything's
Blue,
kind of half.
purple hues and everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. And then when you get to the past, everything is done very red and yellow, orange, very kind of. And I would say, because she's talking about her past and having to deal with satanic cults and whatnot, it kind of gives you that, like, her past is hell for her. And,
Yes. Yeah, I
and
mean, especially what she put other people through, but like, she was just a kid. She was
she
she
was
was just,
5.
yeah, damn, that's a baby.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
all right. So I guess you have our general thoughts on it. There's a lot of twists and turns in the story. I would say from this point on, we're going to get into spoilers.
Yes, yes. Spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! So yeah, what do you? All right, so this story has so many damn twists and turns, but let's
Yeah.
get into it. Yeah, I think one of the hardest hitting points of this is where she talks about the trial, and she points out a teacher that she liked, who taught her roller skating. Her name was Grace, And she's like, Grace always hits me the hardest. And every time you see or like mention Grace, you see the feet dangling.
Yeah. That, like I said, that was powerful imagery because of what these kids were doing, ruining these adults' lives. But they were doing it for like what? For their 15 seconds of fame.
Particularly one kid was doing it for his 15 seconds of fame. He like wanted them to stick to the story. He said all this outlandish shit that he was like reading. He was just like, you can.
Oh, how about how some of the teachers and the adults were taking kids into this tunnel and sacrificing them to Satan.
Yeah. And what there was another kid who said she like gave birth to a demon. But there in the narration says there was no. The evidence showed that she did not give birth at all, and she was too young of age to do so.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, it totally is. And I honestly, I love the part where they're going to look for one of the other members of the Satanic Six, and then she's like, it may be because I smoked too much weed, but it took me a beat to realize it. And then she figures out that one of the Satanic Six, when they're an adult, that it isn't her, it's one of the members of the cult, and then her body is like dead downstairs.
Yeah, that scene particularly, it was because the main character has like a scar on her face.
Oh yeah.
And she figured it out. She clocked her. She was just like, oh, she never knew I had a scar. And she's like, oh, that's not so and so. And then that's when you find out that's when they get captured by the satanic cult. And then the story really spirals from there.
Yeah.
I mean, spiral in a good way. Spiral in a good way.
Are you sure? Holy shit! It's
unholy shit.
Oh my god!
Let's see what I did there.
Oh my god! Yeah. No, there's I think like when it comes to, because they draw a lot of inspiration from not only the real life events, but also like QAnon and stuff. When you talk about Natalie's brother, what's his name, Brendan?
Yeah.
Yeah, like because he gets so far deep into these online like conspiracy theories.
Like if you're just like chilling and reading whatever's on 4chan.
Yeah, or even, Reddit or something, all these leaderboards or whatnot.
Yeah, so her brother is a big conspiracy kind of guy, always on the internet. He grew up in that age where when the internet, made it boom, he was always online, and that's where he had his only friends, and he got into conspiracy, so that's where like most of his friends are.
Yeah, and I like how we even dive deep into his background because of who his sister is. His life gets fucked up because of it. He has no friends because, well, his sister was the one claiming, these Satanists did all this shit to me. And then
oh, go on.
I was going to say, he just like grows up to be like this big piece of shit for it.
Like the whole thing affects the whole family.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The mother kept running on and on, even after like the satanic panic calmed down. The mother kept going on and on about how, oh, it's Satan in the music, it's Satan in, in the video games, it's Satan in these movies. And the dad's just like, and the part where Natalie talks about her dad, about how whenever he goes away, he pretends he's just not that person. He's not the father of one of the satanic six.
Yeah,
and how that must be a relief for him. It just goes around, just the kind of world building Ed Brubaker does for like these books, and it feels very lived in. And that's honestly something about his work that I've always loved. Every character, every side character gets a whole backstory. So I'm just going to say it right here, right now. If you're going to read a Brubaker book, just like pick it up. If you see his name on a book, pick it up. It's good.
Pick it up.
Maybe not his superhero stuff, but
Oh my god, I like his superhero stuff.
I'm not a big fan of the X-Men, but I do love his Captain America.
Captain America. I like his X Men. I like Rise and Fall, the Shi'ar Empire, and Messiah Complex.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did do that.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Don't fucking forget.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Back to the story.
So, what did you think about the twist that of the FBI agent being part of the cult?
You know, I saw that coming from a mile away. I really did.
Okay, but did you see her brother being part of the cult?
No, I didn't. That one
Yeah.
took me by surprise. The fact that everyone was in on it, it made for great drama. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like everyone was leading her to this. That was what was so crazy. It's just like she had a part to play, but it just her entire journey, this entire story was just like leading up to what they were going to sacrifice her or use her blood.
Yeah, they were trying to use her blood to give to Satan because of one of the Satanic Six grew up and actually became a cult leader.
Yeah, he's the one leading the cult that is killing the rest of the six, or the five other children.
Yeah, the five other.
I do, yeah, because like when you talk about like backstories and everything, you have the FBI agent. The chip on his shoulder is that he had like a wife and kids. Um, what happened to them? Was it the gas leak? Was that true or no? Or were they just
Yeah, I think it was true.
yeah, like his wife and kid died, and then he was always drawn to the occult, which then led him into um, Blake. His name is Blake.
The cult leader.
Yeah, the cult leader led him into Blake's arms, and to be because it doesn't because that's the thing about cults is that it doesn't matter how smart you are, anybody can be part of a cult, anybody can be coerced into one.
Oh, I bet you I can't.
Oh, everyone says that, and then you end up in a cult.
Remember that time we almost got mixed up into Scientology?
Oh my god.
That's what you get for living in LA.
Oh yeah, yeah. They named everybody. They were like, oh yeah, a lot of people use our tactics. Giovanni Ribisi and everyone on Ethan Suplee and but Jason Lee, but they didn't mention John Travolta or Tom Cruise. And then
Nope.
they were just like, just go to this. Just go to this address really quick. And then we're like, yeah, sure, okay. And then like that's when we were like, wait a minute, this is the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, we really thought it was like a talent agency. We wanted to be background actors.
Yeah, yeah. They were scouting, dude. They were standing right there waiting for us to
They
get
sure
out.
were. They really were.
Uh-huh. Well, I ain't paying into that cult. I got my own cult going on.
What is it?
What? Oh, it's comic books.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God. As much as I want to quit, I can't.
I know, I can't. Is that an addiction or is that a cult? A bit of both.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit of both. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, but I'd say this book is so fucking sad.
Yeah, I remember when I first told you that, the book came out and you're like, oh crap. Okay, I'm going to go read it. And then like the next text I got from you was, that was a downer.
Yeah, it was a downer. And I immediately jumped on, because I text you and then I text Robin right after. I was like, hey dude, new Brubaker Phillips just dropped. It's about satanic cults and, the after effects of the Satanic Panic. And I was like, it's such a fucking downer. Go read it. And I want to talk about the ending there for a little bit because the ending had me wanting more. And I was conflicted after reading it the first time on whether or not if it was a good ending or a bad ending.
Yeah, I could see that.
Did you have that? Did you have that same feeling? Because I know Robin did.
Yeah, I definitely did. Because I first read it digitally, and then I went and then my boyfriend got it for me, the physical copy, which Hell yeah. Because I just love the way this whole book is designed. With the pages, like the breaks in between chapters are, like dripping paint
Oh, the pentagram.
of the pentagram. But back to your question, yeah, when I finished it, I was like, wait, is that it? I thought there would be more of a conclusion to everything, but I guess the way it's set up, it's just for the reader's interpretation of, does Natalie get out of this?
Yeah, because, all right, so she's about to be sacrificed. She escapes due to an explosion due to faulty wiring from bombs. Um, so her brother is mortally wounded. They end up finding themselves at this cabin as they wait, as they're being surrounded by the satanic cult hunting them throughout the woods. And she lays there with her dead brother slumped on her as she's like awaiting fate. And then that's it. The book just ends. We told you there will be spoilers here.
Yeah. So sorry for spoiling the ending, but
Oh my god.
I yeah, I was conflicted as well. I didn't really know how to make of that because I felt like the story wasn't finished. But after
Yeah.
some time, after letting it like rest and everything, I like that, especially for this character and everything that's happened to her. And like uh I read online some people didn't like Natalie as the main character. They thought she was just an asshole. They thought she was, just a
Can
piece
you
of
fucking blame her though?
I honestly no, I can't. No, I'm on her side.
I'm on her side too, and that's the thing about what Ed Brubaker does with his main characters. They're so unlikable, but you're following from their point of view, and I think that's very interesting because I don't think you have to very much like the main character. Is like pointing case is Tony Stark. It's just a fucking asshole, and I
Yeah.
believe that was Stan Lee also doing an exercise to see if he can write someone so unlikable. And there is also Adam Sandler's character from Uncut Gems, totally unlikable character, but
Never
you're
seen it.
oh dude, oh, it's so good. It's
Oh, Uncut Jams.
Uncut Gems. No, now that is a movie where you don't know whether or not to root for the main character, and I guess the same goes for her, for Natalie. Is I mean, it like can like this whole story. I mean, when you see people talk about this online, or do they is it like are they being like favorable to the story in general, or do they just not like the main character?
Well, some say that they didn't really dig the story because of the main character. Other people are saying that it's not their best work that's put
Mm,
out there. I personally you know, I personally believe this is some of their best work.
I believe so too.
Yeah,
I was
because like the couple things before, like Night Fever was very low key, um, and even where the body was,
yeah
very. It just takes place in a cul-de-sac.
yeah. I think that for me, that one is some of their lesser, but honestly, I think their best work is the Fade Out. Um,
Yes, agreed.
I think that's their best work. But this one for me is definitely like top five. I couldn't put it down. I finished it in one sitting, which took me like maybe all of like an hour and a half to finish.
Yeah,
Just because I need to take my eyes off my screen. I read it digitally. Um,
yeah.
so
I got it when I was working. So in between, doing my job, I just like open up, my browser and I just start reading it and then like go back to work. And it took me a while to get through it, but yeah, like when it ended, I was like, wait a minute, I want more. I want to see what happens next with these characters.
yeah, which is like when I was done with it, I kept scrolling. I was like, okay, is there more? Please tell me there's more. And then that was the end, and I was like, fuck. And it just leaves you hanging with this fucking dread. I was like, dear God, like I'm left
Yeah,
sitting in this emotion.
yeah, this uncertainty of what's going to be happening. You don't know. You really don't know, and you're just kind of stuck with it, which I guess it's supposed to give you that, like if you look at, like I said earlier, with the pentagram and everything, even with Jacob Phillips colors, it's supposed to give you that uneasy feeling of, what was going on at the time. And
Yeah,
obviously, the content of the book is just very, uh, how do you say, just uncomfortable. And
yeah,
I think that was the point, because when you're really invested in it, because like it feels like it's reaching a crescendo, but
yeah,
like it's going, and then it ends, and then you're kind of like, okay, but where's that final note?
yeah, yeah. That's exactly how I felt. I thought we were just getting right to the ending, and we're going to have an epilogue, like because that's what usually happens in Brubaker stories or any of the noir he writes, or any noir story that I've ever read or watched in a movie.
Yeah, but it never really gets there, and you're just kind of left wondering what's going on. That's why I think it's kind of left to interpretation. You For the reader, you just let your mind go. I I like that, because you know what, as a reader I get to make my own ending.
Oh Jesus!
I
I,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh my Satan!
Oh. Yeah,
uh,
like,
no, you're
even
right, Ed. I had to sit with it, and then I completely loved it. And I am still on the fence on whether or not I would like to see what happens after if we get some sort of epilogue. Um, but I think I'm fine, like stopping right here.
oh, I agree with you. I'm just going to take it for what it is, and I'm just going to accept that, that's the end. We don't know what's going to happen to Natalie.
Oh man,
I hope she's safe. I was kind of hoping, like, but I guess this isn't the type of story that is going to have like a happy ending.
no, no, no. It was probably never going to end up that way because of all the damage she's caused when she was younger. Even though she was like literally young and naive, she was a baby, but
Hmm.
still, she's ruined so many lives. So maybe this is a fit ending for her. You know,
Yeah, yeah. It's what, like, yeah. What is she going to do?
I,
What's going to happen?
I, I just wanted her to be happy. That's all I wanted for her. I just wanted her to get over this shit. Move through it and grow.
Because
And
like, even though she was a kid, it's not really her fault. We all do stupid things as kids.
yeah, yeah. Oh God. Yeah, but the whole like her like because like her overbearing mother, who is like heavily into the Satanic Panic, it kind of reminds me of our upbringing and how we were, because our mom stuck to that, because it
Yeah,
went out throughout the 80s and 90s, and our mom really stuck with that. There was a lot of things we were sheltered from, and we couldn't watch or ingest when we were younger, and mostly Harry Potter. Like
yeah.
we did not watch Harry Potter growing up. We did
We
not
weren't
do.
allowed. We weren't allowed to read the books. Remember when they had to excuse us from class
Yep.
while they did the book reading for Harry Potter? We just
Yeah.
weren't allowed to do it. Um.
Yeah.
Oh God, remember the Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Oh my god. Yeah, we
Yeah.
couldn't we couldn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh even though me and you liked it. And then we had to throw away our cards. Um
Because mom thought they were like spirits coming out of the cards in the cartoon, but it's like, no, they're machines, mom.
they're holograms.
They're holograms, please.
Yeah, so like that's the part that I mean I personally connected with her as far as that goes is all right, yeah, I did have an overbearing parent who thought everything was evil, who thought, even the most popular things was teaching me witchcraft. And I even to this day they say, "Oh, well, those are real spells that they teach you in there." And I'm like, "No, it was just this transphobic woman just being whimsical with her vocabulary." No, but yeah, I mean that's probably why I like latched onto the story so well, because I that was a connection that I definitely had. Um,
Yeah, and that's why I quickly recommended it to you because it just brought up a lot of things from, our upbringing. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely like Miles' shit. And I know how much you've been like getting into like the cult stuff within the last couple of years.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. True crime, occult, cult, just stuff like that. I know a lot about that stuff now, more so than I did, back then. And I know cult leaders and cult names more so than I know like the names of like my friends' kids.
You said it.
Yeah, sorry, friends.
Yeah, sorry.
But I mean, this thing definitely scratched that itch that I liked and made me dive deeper into, stuff that I already had like, a fascination for. And that's why I go into this with this. If you like noir, if you like real horror, the horrors that humans do, and not like a spooky monster like Jason or Michael, then this is the book for you. If you like something that's a downer, if this just go out and get it.
Yes, yes,
Read it.
agreed. So like on a scale of 1 to 5, what do you rate this book?
I give this like a 4.5. I would say that it's damn near perfect. My only caveat is that ending, um, because there's still part of me that wants to hear more. Uh, like where like I said, I'm on the fence. I wouldn't mind to know what happens after, and I wouldn't mind if we just stopped here.
Okay, yeah. I give it 4.25 because of the ending.
That's
I
very specific.
well, I thought we were doing this in quarters.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 4.25 because of the ending, because of, we don't know what happens and it just ends that way. Although
Yeah.
that's not a reason to not read the book.
Yes, yes. So I mean,
It's a great ride.
if you skipped over the spoiler part of it where we talked about the ending, just go into it blind. Just fucking read it.
If they're listening to this episode, I don't think they'll be able to.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and read it. All right. Yeah. So honestly, this book is it just came out maybe like a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I want to say.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fairly new. You can find it at your local comic book shops or wherever you get comic books. You can go online, search what is it, comicshoplocator.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you go in there, you can find your local comic book store. If you don't have one around you, you can check Amazon.com, cheapgraphicnovels.com, and stocktrades.com. Those ship here in the US. And honestly, since it's a hardcover Brubaker Phillips book, they most likely have it at a Barnes & Noble as well, if you want to pick up the physical copy. So all the sites that we named, we are not sponsored by them. Those are just the ones we generally use to buy our books.
Yeah, and it helps them out, and yeah, you could we'll keep the medium alive.
Yes, please keep print alive.
All right. So would you recommend this to people? I think we answered that.
We answered it a million times, and hell yeah.
Yeah, like a good friend of mine, Melinda.
Who?
Melinda.
Oh.
Yeah, so she just picked up where the body was because it was recommended to her recently. So I told her, no, she went to Chicago and she went to a comic book store and she actually bought a copy of where the body was because
sweet.
because she loved Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, which if you haven't read it, that's a great, great, great book.
I believe we should do that one soon because the trade is coming out soon, and I'm definitely picking it up.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that. But yeah, I did recommend it to her. Obviously, I recommended it to you when I saw Robin post it up on his Instagram story. I was like, hell yes, that's right. I think it's like the print version of this book is fantastic. It really does bring back just what wallpaper in the like 1980s looked like, but it's also scary too because you got like the paint dripping pentagrams.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you like spooky stuff, if you like good crime noir, this is the one to get.
Yes, definitely. All right then. Yeah, so that's our review for Houses of the Unholy by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips with colors by Jacob Phillips.
Right. This is Miles signing off.
This is Andre signing off.
Bye.
So long, farewell. I bid you all adieu.
To you, to you, to you, and you, and you. Goodbye. All right, now end it.
Oh, I thought you. Okay. Okay. Stop.